most... Pledge shields arrive. Get trained, then head off to war.
Another soul who traverses these forsaken crags. I presume that, unlike me, you are here by choice. I do not care too much for this place myself, but then again, I did not come here by choice. Naim Kent, scion of the Rathir Kents, master of fortunes vast and ill-spent. I am not one to tout my lineage, so please suppress your curiosity and ask no more of it. My family was once very important in Talarain. One of my ancestors even served as a commander of the Aster army. However, that was long ago. Now very few of us remain. Myself, for one, and my sister Nymeria, who is usually not far. She prefers to keep an eye on me. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Naim Kent, of the Rathir Kents, an Oathblade of the honored and venerable Warsworn Order. I have been tasked with eradicating the beasts that lurk within Talarain, all of them, by myself, a feat that may only take a few decades. I shall be honest with you, I am not one for field work, and my wealth is substantial. If you feel up to the task, I will pay you to kill these beasts for me. Excellent. Finish things quickly, and we shall be up to our elbows in tankards before Winterfeast. Among these ruins are several kobolds making a nuisance of themselves, and it is best to remove them. Rotclaw is a warrior, Blackshriek is among the deadly Nightblade, and King Fang, he is the closest thing the kobolds have to a leader. For the fortune I shall pay you, if not for the glory you shall earn. Fear not, you shall find them lurking somewhere around these ruins. I am of the Warsworn, bound to my service by oath. I serve the command at Helmgard. It is Helmgard who, shall we say, reassigned me to Talarain to rid the lands of the creatures that infest them. The command of Helmgard has tasked me with eradicating the monsters from Talarain. Rather beneath my station, if you were to ask me, though Helmgard feels this work is, shall we say, compensation for past deeds. Well, perhaps we shall speak later.
stranger, please. I am being hunted by Fair Gorta. The bones of all my forebears mean to kill me. This is the home of my ancestors. It was once a beautiful place. It has fallen to ruin and become overrun with monsters. The Skaiths were once prolific and powerful. But generations ago, one Skaith desired more. So a Fae offered him great power in exchange for his family's souls. The Fae later told him that it meant not the souls of the Skaith's immediate family, but of every Skaith that was and would be. Thus the curse was born. The name of that one Skaith was lost, so now I call him first. As for my ancestors, the curse animates their bones and gives them hunger for my life. I do not wish to speak about myself any more than I have to. Not while the curse hangs over my head. The Astor family was once the powerful leader of this land. The bloodline ended when a war erupted between the two Astor brothers. Without a unifying ruler, Talarain fell to what it is today. They are the bones of all my fallen family. I am of an ancient line, and the curse it bears is almost as old. When a Skaith dies, the magic of the curse raises his bones and forces them to hunt its descendants. Nothing of its life remains. Just a hunger for Skaith blood. They will not stop until the line is dead, and I fear I am the last. But this curse need not end with my death, if you are willing to help me. I must exile myself from my family. In ancient Alfar tradition, members of the family or clan could be banished forever with the proper ceremony. This stronghold was my family's seat. It contains the solemn bell, the Codex Skaith, and my birth candle. All components for the ritual of banishment I must complete. We should begin. Meet me in Dove Whale, and we shall get underway. A castle abandoned by the Astor family, and later taken over by my ancestors. According to my texts, it became our great and glorious hall. Then my family became cursed, and the hall, like the rest of us, fell into ruin. The solemn bell is not far from the entrance of Dove Whale. If my research is correct, it should be near the old assembly hall. It has been centuries since it was rung last. It is no ordinary bell, and can only be rung using Skaith magic. Let us disturb its slumber. Let us be quick. It. A solemn bell. The ritual says I must speak the magic words to make it ring several times, and announce my intent on leading the Skaith family. Leading them to battle, I mean, to peace. Yes, that is what I meant. Leading them to eternal peace. Let us be quick. bones of my ancestors did not know we were here. They do now. Now to the library, where I can find the Codex Skaith. Let us be quick. Hold here. There is something behind this door. Do you not sense it?
Oh, it is as I feared. The Scrivener is here after all. I cannot go in that room, not while he is there.
In life, he bound the names of my ancestors to the Codex Skaith, and thus was the keeper of the names of our line. He fought the family's curse, tried to safeguard our names. But his battle was lost, and he became the worst of them. The Scrivener is powerful. I do not wish to face it, even if it is only bones and magic. Please, kill him quickly. Stay quiet. This is what happens to a library after a few centuries of neglect. Ah! But here is the Codex. Keep them off my back while I find my name. I have added my name to the Codex Skaith. Yes, I added my name. I will explain later. No time now. Hurry! We must find my birth candle and finish the ritual. Let us be quick. I must find my candle amongst these. It will not be long now. Stay quiet. It is no longer here. My birth candle has been taken from its holder. It has been taken, so I cannot complete the ritual. If I cannot extinguish the candle's flame, then I will only have a short time before the monsters reach me. The first must have taken it. He is the progenitor, not like the others, for he has never truly died. Yes, the hunger consumes his soul, but his body still lives. His tomb should not be far. Please, warrior, I must be free of this all. Help me reclaim that candle. Not far from the candle room, there is the family sepulchre. That is the resting place of the first. Let us be quick. It's him.
You must be a fool to follow Fatir around under false pretenses of some family curse. Many years ago, a Fae offered me great power in exchange for my family's souls. Overcome by a craving to have this power, I gave in to my selfish desires. Ever since, my family has not been able to rest in peace. Once the curse is broken, I can give them the peace they seek. Yes, I am the first Skaith, the one who is responsible for my family's suffering. The power I gained was not worth the years of torture my family has endured. The only way to end this curse is to allow my family to finally know peace. The castle once was home to the Astor family, but after they were wiped out, the Skaiths moved in. It was a glorious hall, but fell to ruin when my family became cursed. There is a curse only on Fatir's ancestors, not Fatir himself, nor is he being hunted by us. This ritual of his is not to free us from the curse. It is to take control of his ancestors and raise them as his personal army. If you do not believe me, you can go ask Fatir yourself. But if you give him to me, I will be able to release my family from this curse. Fatir will not give in easily. I will need your assistance in slaying him. Thank you for freeing my ancestors and myself from the curse. We will finally be at peace. In return for your wisdom, I offer you what little I can. The Skaiths amassed much wealth in life, and it is useless to us now. Our tombs carry the gifts for you. And now, I rest.
The mortals marched unto our golden plains. Fair folk some, and dusky others. They found the rocks and rising of this land pleasing. They asked for it, but it was not ours to give. Cleaving stone and burning root, they made a kingdom for themselves, and named it Talarain.
Salutations. Good riddance to the kobolds. Now on to more fierce fare. Many a beast still needs to be slain, and there is one such beast, a Cruddock, that awaits you outside of Corgan Hold. I have given him the name Smiler, not that he has the intellect to understand what it means. Smiler lurks near the entrance to Corgan Hold. Killing him will take a bit of ferreting, and be careful, He knows these ruins well. Well, perhaps we shall speak later.
Looking for potions? Very well.
has guided us through war and famine.
To rock, they brought their castles. To field, they brought their grain. We watched them form this land to their desire, but not to their wish. What peace they sought came with blade and fortress, but all seemed calm until a king, a father, died with 2 heirs, strong and able.
Ah, Smiler has fallen. I would raise a glass to the creature's demise, but raising one too many glasses is one reason I was reassigned here to Talarain. Well, you have done your share by ridding the world of him, but there are still beasts that need to be slain. And this particular beast, Colmere, will not be as easy to kill as the others. Colmere is an Etin, a war priest who has made camp in Talarain. The Etin are not very intelligent creatures, but they compensate this with their strength. Well, perhaps we shall speak later. You have slain Smiler and Colmere, both formidable enemies to be certain, yet mindless things, easily outwitted. The real challengers are these Jotun. There is a Jotun, a chieftain not far from here. Malgar is his name. Talarain must be rid of him. Be cautious. They may appear brutish, but the Jotun are much more intelligent than the other creatures you may have seen in Talarain. Well, perhaps we shall speak later.
Salutation. Hello. My name is Lannis Davril. I'm a mage of the Scholia Arcana. I don't suppose you have any spare time on your hands. I could use your help with my current research. This place is full of monsters, which makes it the perfect place for me to test new magic. The nearest chapter house is in the city of Rathir. I am only tenuously associated with them. I prefer to spend most of my time here, where there's no one to bother me. I am a mage of the Scholia Arcana. I have come to Talarain to test some new magic that I have devised. I have been working on a new type of magic to track the slaying of beasts. I have vials of clear liquid, which, in theory, will change color once a specific number of monsters have been slain. I believe I have perfected the formula, though I could use a hand in testing it out. Then hunt down the desecrator of these ruins. Kobolds, Krudix, Etten, and those miserable Jotun. I will pay you when these 4 vials have changed color. 1 vial should change after you've slain 10 kobolds. 1 after 5 Krudix. 1 after 3 Etten. And the last after 3 of the Jotun. Good hunting. There are plenty lurking around Talarain, but please don't feel limited to these lands. There are monsters everywhere that must be vanquished. Feel free to go where you wish, as long as you return to me with the vials. Well, perhaps we'll speak later.
With Malgar out of the way, all that is left to remove from Talarain are the dregs. That should only take a few years. Well, so be it. Take the money you have earned.
Stranger?
Caught me daydreaming there. So sorry. Come again. Caught me daydreaming there. So sorry. Come again.
Those she holds dear prosper and thrive, yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure. Go in peace, be guided and blessed by Lyria, my children. Goddess be with you.
Watch maze is just too expensive.
You look like you've been in some tight spots. There's a bounty out on a damn set of deserters. What do you say? Look at it. Scarred and singed as a blacksmith's hand. That is what you get from war. You're sure there are Tuatha here in Tuili? It has happened before. Maybe they'll meet some of my good-for-nothing runaways and give them a thrashing. I did 5 years in Cluricon. Then I got this post back here, seeing fresh recruits trained and off to war. Haven't you been? You can feel something in you begin to rot the moment you set foot over there. At least I did. A fact of life. There are cowards and lying rogues, and that's that. But when they up and run with things of value, that's another thing altogether. 5 full crew of fresh recruits had the gall to get fully equipped on our gold coin before they up and ran. The turntails, arms, and armor we can do without. But I'm afraid we also gave each crew a bottle of bog staunch. That's what I need recovered. Cure for a sickness that strikes some the moment they enter Cluricon. Devilish hard to make. We can't have fool deserters running off with any. I thought you looked the sort. The fools are run off down the coast. They'll be hiding here and there where they can, I imagine. There are things in the air in Cluricon. It doesn't strike everyone, but some get awfully sick their first days there. Bog staunch gets them through it, so we pack a jug with every crew we send over there. They'll be up and down the Tawili coast, I think, hiding where they damn well can.
Good tidings.
A fine docked in Rathir today. A drink, some cheer, a hot meal, and then tomorrow morning.
Did you think the whole army was across the water in Cluricon? No, I'm afraid some of us are stuck here in Dol de Arn and Rathir. While it's true we Alpha lead, many humans proudly fill our ranks. All mortals unite against the damned Tuatha Fae. They're not mortal for one, nor sane either. I've seen them firsthand. No one's quite sure why Sully rebelled against us. A lot of the soldiers are feeling fatigued, though, after fighting for so long. That's why most join with freemen. I know they're as cooped up there as we are here, but someday that siege will lift. I want it does. The Freemen are a rogue group of our own soldiers who have grown disenfranchised by the war and decided it's easier to cause trouble at home than to keep the Tuatha at bay. Used to belong to House Arn, but that soft sot that inherited wanted nothing to do with it. His loss, the army's gain. Any news from the front? Lyria, I wish I was in Cluricon.
What am I going to do? I've got to be going, but I can't. And I can't go back to Dovearn, but I must. Honestly, I feel like a hare hunted by hawks out here. It was my home. That was before I deeded it to the Alfar army and went to Rathir with my pocket full of gold. It went 10 years untouched by the Tuatha foe. That's common knowledge. 10 years stuck in a cold stone prison was how I saw it. Nothing like it anywhere in Amalur, I promise you. Beauty, elegance, wisdom. There's no putting it to words, really. I am the rightful heir to Dovearn. Or I was, at any rate. I've spent the last few years in lovely old Rathir, pretending, like a fool, nothing would change. The war, my friend. The war. I've been called. The truth is, I should have been gone days ago. Only I'd be far more eager for the adventure if I had my family arms with me. They're in there, Dovearn. Ancestral staff and talisman. What any self-respecting Arn's worn to battle since time immemorial. If I hadn't left them somewhere in that damned tower, I'd be wearing them now. I'm not supposed to be here. I ought to have shipped out days ago. That's what I've been trying to say. I need, well, want to get my family arms and slip off before anyone knows I was here. Only, how? You're serious, aren't you? Well, with any luck, the old staff and talisman are still in one piece back there, though I have my doubts. I'd pay just to know if they are or not. Thing is, Dovearn's an official army post now. To get in, you'll need an officer's pass. Well, you need to get into Dovearn. For that, you'll need an officer's pass. You might borrow one. Or get hold of a forgery. Mooncamp might be good for that. By tradition, an Arn bears staff and talisman to battle. My brother bore them in Oriator's stand and died of his wounds 3 days after. Only I left them in Dovearn when I gave it to the army. Goodness only knows where they are, or what shape they're in now. Arn family history's riddled with this cursed war. My father and brothers have done so much for the cause, I shouldn't have to lift a finger. Hurry if you can. They might find me any moment.
Another Varani. Area like your way.
Would you care to sell? Sorry, I mean buy. Would you care to buy something? Irian's a good enough bard and a clever thief, but he's not quite a leader, especially with Mare gone. Mare? She's one of the most talented thieves we've got. I can't say we don't miss her skill. We're performers at heart in Moon Camp. Bards, jugglers, tumblers, dancers, all performing for the glory of the Hierophant. One of the few ways to earn coin with this war on. Bit hard for us to ply other trades with the soldiers at Dove Arn breathing down our necks. Common knowledge that the travelers are known as thieves, but it isn't the only life you have to lead. We've traders, bards, and jugglers as well. Always a few odds and ends happening there. Hard to feel like you aren't being watched with the city looming over us. That's why you have to control the show. Come again.
A thief may turn a lock, a brigand steal a key, but a bard can steal your heart for but a little fee. Farewell. A thief may turn a lock, a brigand steal a key, but a bard can steal your heart for but a little. Irian is a man who weeps the sadness that a lifetime reaps. His wife, his love, his other half, is gone and took his laugh. This camp is home to bards and singers all, tumblers and jugglers and curtain calls. The unknown provider, the stalwart seer, the anonymous guider, the brigand's dear, a diviner of our quarry, and assuager of our worries. A sullied order, the untouched caste, but rest assured we shall outlast. Live on your feet as we are told, while using hand to steal the gold. Goodbye, fly high. There is so little in this world a man can teach, and even less a man can learn. I've done all I can for you. Bear these dark times well. Irion's wife left him, so it seems. Wouldn't be that bad, save the fact that she's also a leader of the camp. Irion's so busy pining after her that we've got nothing to do. Don't suppose we can get her back, can we? Seems that Mare left Irion. Odd enough. When they first came to Moon Camp, they were like lovers from some ballad. The art of the haggle is just another form of performance, and that is where we excel here at Moon Camp. The coast was torn apart by the war. It's now a wasteland for scavengers, refugees, and soldiers. Well now, there are many in the Travelers with clever hands, but in Moon Camp we value a silver tongue above all. The stage is never silent in Moon Camp, and Rathir watches us from a distance. Ever the audience, you could say. I bid you goodbye. There is so little in this world a man can teach, and even less a man can learn. I bid you goodbye.
Someone off the road. Tell me, do you have any peasant clothes that you're looking to get rid of? I can pay you for them. Their words are often in the ears of common folk, and their songs play in the hearts of all. I used to find good work in Rathir, but the Travelers here have a real passion for the art of performance. I'm happier here. Mare might have been co-leader of the camp, but she's no performer. She's a thief, through and through. It might have worn on her to be surrounded with folk like us. Guess it just wasn't a good fit. Irion is one of Moon Camp's leaders, but the other, Mare, has left us. And it gets worse. Mare was also Irion's wife. I mean, how would you feel? It's a wonder a man like Irion could weather it. Indeed. It is not clothes so much as cloth. I'm a tailor by trade, and from my hands are born the costumes and curtains of our fair camp. But the players of our camp are always in need of new articles of dress. I need lots of material, and quickly. Bring me some peasant clothes and I can rework the material with relative ease. What say you? You mean truly? It's been a while since I've had any good material to work with. I await your findings. If I knew, I wouldn't need you around to find them for me, would I? I think if you poke around, you'll dig some up. Pleasant journeys. It's nice to see you again. Have you drudged up any cloth to sell me? Pleasant journeys. What is this specimen before me? I can only think that you were the skilled one the Hierophant said I was to expect. If only you had come sooner, then you might have helped to keep my mare's heart here. It takes a brave sort to be a traveler. We've all left something behind, or made the sacrifices we had to, or had nowhere else to turn. But more than that, a traveler needs presence. We need to command attention, to perform under spotlight, even from the shadows. The Hierophant directs all of the travelers, a director of our cues and exits, of our motivations and actions. It is well known that the Hierophant commands us because of a vision of the work from start to end, a prophecy to tell us what to steal. There is nothing I can say to describe how I pine for her. Would that I be sundered like the Rathir battlefield, that I could escape this anguish. May the Hierophant's gaze find my wife, for what a wretch I have become. I am more like a king of ants than anything else. Oh, nothing I should be bothering you with. After all you've accomplished in Star Camp, what's so special about a broken-hearted Alfar? I should tell you more about what mission you're to be. Oh, you must give me a moment. Mare, my poor, lovely mare. My Queen of Cups, the once joint leader of Moon Camp, my wife. Happy we were in the years we were wed, yet sad we were in the hours. She was of a noble family, and I their jester. We fell in love, eloped, and joined the only ones who did not shun our love, the travelers. But of late, the stress of this life has finally taken its toll. She left me, and this camp, to seek refuge in the Temple of Lyria. I'm in no state to be aiding you right now. I should be alone. I still need some time. Very well. Go to the Hierophant Shrine and pray. There you will receive portents of the next mission from our Grand Leader. You must pray at the Hierophant Shrine. There you will divine the targets of your thefts. Exeunt.
Would you care to sell? Sorry, I mean buy. Would you care to buy something? Come again. Would you care to sell? Sorry, I mean... Buy. Would you care to buy something? Come again.
Is there a petition before me? Ah, yes, but it is strange. You seem cloaked in shadow, hidden from my gaze. Ah, it is you, Shade. We are far from the woods of Dalentarth. I see you are eager to serve your guide. Be mindful of your tone. I am the Hierophant, and it is through me that you earn your coin and living. Give me no cause to anger. I have seen the items which you must steal. The Chalice of Forced Vintage from the lower city, and the Signet Ring of Wyvern Gift from the upper city. And lastly, you must steal the Cowl of the Maiden from the Temple of Lyria. I give you these treasures as my blessing. The Chalice of Forced Vintage is said to take any liquid poured into it and transform it into fine wine. It is currently in possession of a peddler named Weinrich in Rathir's Seafoam Tavern. Relieve it of him. It is the signet ring of the Wyvern Gifts, one of the great houses of Rathir. The Patriarch Ebsel is a social man. You will have to take the ring from him away from prying eyes. The Cowl of the Maiden is a ceremonial cowl belonging to the Temple of Lyria. It is only worn on solemn occasions of the lunar eclipse. I fear that you are not its only predator. Mayor Ganon seeks the cowl as well. You are not the only thief that is pursuing the Cowl of the Maiden. There is also Mayor Ganon, formerly of Mooncamp. The calamities of Irian's and Mayor's relationships are not unknown to me. Resolve them, and you may have an easier time. Need to do any trade? I have some items for sale, or I can buy if you're looking to fence some items. Come again.
They found me! Have mercy. Make it quick. Thank Mitharu. I thought I'd die here, the last of Culn's settlers, alone. When we arrived, there was nothing here. Then, like a second dawn march, they were everywhere. Why do they hate us? They're not like the other Fae. After 10 years spent wandering the plains, we thought we could rebuild our homes. How could we be so wrong? It was after the Tuatha's first defeat in Erythal. They were scattered, but regrouped south of Tawili. Under cover of night, they marched north, and with the dawn attacked Rathir. General Telera's forces cut them off and drove them back into the sea. All around you, this was Culn. It might have been again, but now everyone is gone. Damn Tuatha. She promised we'd rebuild Culn. Should have known that was impossible. Can't blame her. We chose to come here, hoping that war was far enough gone that we might rebuild. Anella and the foragers were out when the Tuatha came. It was a massacre until they returned and drove them off. She and the others set off for Verki, where Anella said they came from. If you've got any hope of finding her alive, you'll get there quickly. Verki. Head south through the narrow pass, then turn east. If you want to help her, you better go now. Anyone who could fight had left to forage. When the Tuatha finally came, there was no one to resist. Stronghold in southern Tawili, mostly destroyed during the war.
Leave for me, mortal!
Ready to fall, mortal!
Die, Tuatha! I appreciate the help, but my work here isn't done. Unless you're going deeper into Verki, I'll take my leave. Most of this place fell in the war, but it appears the lower levels were mostly unharmed, lucky for us. We were out looking for supplies. Came home to find Tuatha attacking the village. All those people dead, at the hands of those monsters. We drove off the first group, but they just kept coming. The survivors scattered. I left to find where the Tuatha had come from. Those of us who could defend ourselves went out to find supplies. The rest stayed and helped in ruins. Tuatha picked us off, one by one. After 10 years, we thought we could rebuild. I led them here, and here they died. The idea was mine, as is the blame. I should have sent word, but I wanted to give him good news from Kulm. Tell him things had gotten better. But they never did. And it's my fault that the refugees were lost. What did my father say of me? I can look after myself.
though I'm grateful for your help all the same. I'm not going back until the work is done. You'll just have to help. They're coming in through the water gates in the depths of this place. They must have found them. That's their way in. We see Tuatha crawling out of here every time we pass. As for the gates, I remember them from when I was a child, before the Tuatha came. Unexpected, but thank you. With you here, we just might make it. Let's go. At the bottom, of course. They were used to let boats in. You can be sure we'll find more Tuatha along the way. Are we going? The gate lever! There! The gate lever! There! The gate lever! There! They can't get in this way anymore. Let's go. It's finished. Return with me. If I know my father, he'll want to thank you in person. Are we going?
They don't belong.
Hello.
You've returned. I will never forget what you have done for me. And Anella. No thanks could ever be enough, but please, accept this humble reward. I too dream of seeing Culm rebuilt, but I fear it will be years past this war's end before such a thing could be. Just an old merchant with his share of grief, but his share of fortune too. I have a home here in Tyrion's Rest, and my daughter by my side. Not a bird to be caged, I'm afraid. Still, I hope her time on the Tawili coast has opened her eyes to the realities of the world.
Those she holds dear prosper and thrive, yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure. Go in peace. Be guided and blessed by Lyria, my children.
you care to sell? Sorry, I mean buy. Would you care to buy something? Come again. Need to do any trade? I have some items for sale, or I can buy if you're looking to fence. Come again.
Be with you.
Those she holds dear prosper and thrive, yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure. Go in peace. Those she holds dear prosper and thrive, yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure. Go in peace, be guided and blessed by Lyria, my children. Those she holds dear prosper and thrive, yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure. Go in peace, be guided and blessed by Lyria, my children.
Welcome to Tyrion's Rest.
This was an important place early in the war.
All the junk the Arns once had and thrown.
This here's Dolvayan. You an officer? Got an officer's pass? No pass, no entry. This here's our base, barracks and storehouse west of the Forian Strait. It played a bigger role back when the war raged where you and I stand now. But that was near on 10 years back. I gave my captain back chalk once, just once. And what do I get? 3 months guard duty, day and night. It's a privilege to wear the steel helm. All who do should be proud. That's right, officers only. If you've got a pass, show it here. An hard night drinking in Rathir, was that it? Woke up with less in your pockets than you used to have? If I had a gold piece every time. We see that, especially from your sort, just back from the front. Well, have this pass we keep for visiting dignitaries, and try not to drink so much. That's right, you're allowed.
A few days and I'll be headed back.
All the junk the Arns once had.
It sure is a mess in the back.
A pleasant evening.
So, you got in old Dovey arm then? I hope it wasn't much trouble. Were you able to recover my arms? The staff wasn't rotted through, was it? That's it! No mistaking this old piece of wood. I feel braver just holding it in my hands. And the talisman? Did you find it in its place? Ah, wonderful. I couldn't say how many blades and arrows this saved my family from. I'll feel safer with it on my arm, all the same. Here, have this for your troubles. Life in a fortress sounds grand, but I'd take Rathir, with its fetes and food and fair-eyed ladies, any day. The name of Arn kept me safe until now, but a war is a hungry beast, and I suppose it was in my cards to be called sooner or later. And got us both.
Don't miss the Seafoam Tavern.
You look capable. Stern in the brow, proud of bearing. You are just what we need to deliver these notices. You'll do it, won't you? You've got to do better than the last fellow. There's pay. It's for the war effort. We're in Rathir. This is the war effort. How do you think we get a steady flow of soldiers into Cluricon? You've got to be organized, and everyone's got to pitch in. I'm the chief of recruitment. And don't think I've got time to go around handing out notices. Those notices are only the beginning. Went and broke his little leg. Oh, Lunala's tears. Hasn't a notion of how important our work is. No sense of the bigger picture. Notices of duty to denizens of Rathir selected to serve. The work can be hard, and you've got to, well, look the part. I'll give you a list of names, and you get each of them to accept their card. Easy as that. Well, what do you say? Will you do it? What I need are boots on the ground in Cluricon. I shouldn't say this, but if anyone can't or won't accept the notice, find someone else. Or make them. Whatever you need to do. Take these cards, deliver them to Runir Westnon, Maywin Wyvern Gif, Aefendel, and Varen Seawine. Almain? Odd. All can be found in Rathir, and I can be found in the officers' hall on the burn when you're finished. The names are Runir Westnon, Maywin Wyvern Gif, Aefendel, and Varen Seawine. They're all in Rathir. You can't fight a war without soldiers. True, we contract the Warsworn and volunteers arrive daily, but it's not always enough. Citizens of Rathir are selected on... Well, the process is secret. Even I don't know how. They're selected, a notice is sent, and they serve. Now, be on your way.
Oh, so much to choose from. I just can't decide. A prayer for our troops.
Welcome to Rathir, outsider.
Sif Sader at your service. Don't mind the racket. Just my wife, that harpy across the way.
My craft is shields and armor only. The art of it's in the balance. Too heavy and you can't move in it. Too thin and it shatters. Majestic towers, crisp sea air, and I spend my life in here,
with that milksop Adar and my spiteful hag of a wife. What a mouse! Look at the way he taps at the forge. Scared of his own damn shadow. First and greatest mistake I ever made. Only thing sharper than her wares is the tongue in her mouth. Proud is right, and why not? Fitted most of the Alfar army. No frills, no finery. Just good hard steel. Good.
Just listen to the two of them. Husband and wife. When I was young, the Tuatha stormed Erethel. They broke into Rathir once. I still remember the fires and their ghastly armor. Those fires took the southern docks. It's called the Losgiad now. The Burn. Rathir is quite busy now. It wasn't always this way. It was quiet and peaceful once, before the Tuatha. Know what I dream of? A quiet forge. Nothing but the sound of the billow fire and the hammer's ring. No oaths, no bickering. That's the day I'll finally make my own work. Until then, mending helms and sharpening swords. I'll manage. Some days I think it's all a jest, and they're like a pair of lovebirds when I'm gone. Others, that there will be bloody murder by noon. Sometimes all I have is a sturdy hammer and an anvil. Never thought I could be unhappy working at a forge until I met those two.
The army keeps Lord in the Burn. Wouldn't want to be caught cutting.
So much to choose from. I just can't decide.
I'll sell you weapons, but if it's armor you need, you'll have to speak to that husband of mine. I like to think that every weapon I forge just might kill one of those Tuatha. That's what helps me sleep at night. A terrible thing. Much as it keeps us in business.
Before the war, the people of Rathir were filled with hope, with joy. Most of them, anyway. Have you met my husband?
Him? If you've any love of life, don't talk to him. Can't abide a joke, can't enjoy a drink. Good enough an apprentice, though he's wanting some courage. Still, I pity him. The hours he spends under the dark cloud of my husband's scowl. Farewell.
So many of our young men and women lost to this war.
May your stay in Rathir be pleasant.
City watch.
Do not miss Leogriff's many marvels.
Oh, there's no use. I've lost the keys. Now Gwalch may'll have my head if I can't think up something fast. Say, you're not good with locks, are you? Would you help a poor fellow who's down on his luck? Me, Gwalchmay calls me lad whenever he wants me, and the others call me hardly anything at all. Just fetch this and lift that. With all these people walking around, you'd figure someone would help me after I lost my keys. Well, he's a good enough master all in all. Sees to it I earn every coin of my wages, though. No standing about, not in his shop. Yes, as in, no need for keys. Ace with a lockpick. Gwalchmay wants an old red ledger from the storeroom in the customs house. Oh, I'm afraid they're lost for good. Now, I might have dropped them here, or at Kest's table the other night. But it's just as likely I dropped them in Bracken Bay after I'd had an ale or three at the Seafoam. The chest it's in, that is, yes. Although I don't know which one it is. But it's down there, somewhere. Oh, now don't worry, nothing in the storeroom's seen the light of day in years. No one will mind if you pick a few locks before you find it. The Chamber of Trade's on the way to the keys, and the storeroom's off one of the wings. Just pick any lock down there till you find the old ledger. Gets these ideas into his head. Needs this old thing, needs that new thing. This time it's shard prices by the decade. Something to do with a deal he is or isn't striking with that Carasta trader. Oh, the things they say about that Lanshi. That she talked a Jotun out of his own hammer once. And another time sold some Varani fool his own silk for twice as much, after cutting it to ribbons and winding it on spools. Chamber of Trade basement. Just head toward the keys. Oh, and have these. That should help.
Welcome, friend, to the Luminary Leaf, bookseller extraordinaire. I cannot ascend the steps of the spire without thinking on the first lines of The Fall of Dwinian, nor espy the Wending and not recall Stone Shadows. Rathir is a city of letters. I dare anyone to say otherwise. In truth, I once thought I might be a poet, but it seems in the end I am more shepherd than ram to my flock of tomes. Ah, you see? My metaphors always run amok somehow. Nearly any book you can imagine can be found here, at the Luminary Leaf, be it history, verse, or scholarship. Though, I must confess, we are not as well supplied in gnomish texts as I would like. The ancient steps of our founder and prophet are dear to any Rathiri's heart, but mine shall always stir to the brave tales of the war-sworn of old, pitting steel and valor against chaos itself. Pelewin tugs at the heartstrings. Midara's mists at dawn takes my breath away. If you seek something a bit more rough and lively, the Varani Kesseniki or Sea Chance might be worth a read. Now, while many books can be found only within Scholia Arcana walls, others can only be found without. Gnomish texts, magical controversies. Fare thee well.
Ruwani, apothecary, alchemist, importer, and cultivator at your service. If you think yourself a bit of an amateur, you are welcome to the use of my alchemist's bench. I'm happy to sell you anything you require, and forgive any faces I make at your fitful potioneering. I've always found the mystery of herbs and fungi far more fascinating than anything else. As soon as I was old enough, I was apprenticed to the great Rilf Janik. Were you aware that 37 varieties of vine, flower, and tree can be found here? Discounting, of course, the lunar gardens. Have you been? The true marvel of our city, if you ask me. Blossoms you will see nowhere else in Amalur. He was the great alchemist of the plains of Erythel. Quite eccentric, but brilliant. His daughters in Emir took after him, and people think I'm weird. Very good, then.
The pace.
Stand aside. Move along.
Well, a new face. Welcome to the Reedsong Inn. Come in, and Lyria light your way. If you can spare a coin for our troops in the war, well then, all the better. High Priestess Tyrion made camp right here on her sojourn to settle Rathir. It is said she was given a vision by Lyria on this very ground. I hear the conditions in Cluricon are just wretched. My own son was there, gave his life for the cause. That's why I've taken up collection. Every coin goes to those poor soldiers across the water. As long as you're not a sodding fae, you're most welcome here. Our goddess and protector, the Alfar's guiding light, it was her will we were spared the fae sword 10 years back. That I do. We all must do our part. Have you got a few coin to spare, then? And what about them? I don't see what they're doing to fight the Fae. There's a good soul. Say, would you do one more favor for an old innkeep? This purse is full of collections. Would you be so good as to bring it to the box in our sanctuary? I can't go myself, and there's someone I can't trust. If you want to know the truth of it, someone's been swiping from the collections. We don't know who, but I'm sure you weren't the one. Lyria, bless your fate. Sanctuary's just across the bridge at the end of the walk. The box is inside. And if you happen upon the thief, and in my opinion it must take place in the darkest night, tell the priestess to white nil at once. The sanctuary's crossed the bridge and down the path. The box is inside. You can't miss it. And keep your eyes sharp. A little thief has been taking from that box. Sometime in the dead of night, I imagine. A room in the inn? Why, you're in luck. I have one to spare. I think you'll find it lovely. A nicer spot to rest your weary bones, I can't imagine. Well, so long.